Hi there, and welcome to Citizen OI, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen OI, hit the notification button, and of course, give us thumbs up. Help us grow our platform. We really appreciate your support. Um, please subscribe, hit the notification button, and of course, give us a thumbs up. Today is Ojo Shango Jakuta, the last day of the Yoruba 4-day calendar week. And it is of course, today is the 21st of May in the Gregorian calendar, but we always start off with our Yoruba calendar. After all, Africa is the beginning of and the birth of civilization, so we need to make sure that we remember who we are. Right, okay. So what we're going to do now is talk about the British journalist that calls Nigerians Nazis, and you will see the story. This is by Ginny Okwe, and Ojini Okwe, I think, and Rufai Oseni, and the rest of the Arise TV. Basically, they were dissecting what the racist comments, the rate to assist comments made by the said journalist. You'll hear the journalist name, and just a bit of a heads up. I'll give you a quick picture, and I want you to see what he wrote. What you see behind me is the picture of our ancestors. They are our heroes. You see, our ancestors are embodying a great African men now. They are calling for France to leave their sovereign nations, and this is what we need right across the whole of Africa. So we must support that, and that's why you got the picture behind me. I think you got Asim Goita of Mali there. Let me see if I can show you the one of I have Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso there as well, and then of course there is Mahat Shem, I think it is Mahat Idris Shem of Gambia as well. But let's carry on with this. Let me quickly show you a quick picture. Give me 1 second. Yeah. So you can see in the picture there. Just read what it said. This is what this Richard Wilson guy said. Which is totally like Christopher Wilson. I say Christopher Wilson. He wrote, desperate to show his wife they were still royal in the eyes of the world, the Duke of Windsor took Wallis on a tour in Germany in 1977. They were greeted ecstatically. The Nigerians' human rights record is not far short of Nazi Germany's. Those are the words written by that British journalist, which is totally unacceptable. Now let's listen to the reply from Rufai and Ojini Okwe and the others from Arise. Let's dissect this. I may interject in between depending on how it goes, but I think we should listen above all. These guys here, they're doing great stuff. Africa is now cleansing itself and is deciding to actually have its own absolute total sovereignty. And it's interesting, the topic of colonization shows us in this discussion, and it actually talks as to why they are putting an end to it. So this is really important and symbolic in the fact that we have the pictures there. It is finished, it is done. Colonization on the African continent will be gotten rid of by Africans. But let's listen to this.
Have come for Christopher. I mean, there are a lot of untruths in his tweet. First of all, Prince Harry did not abdicate his throne. He stepped down from, official duties. He still has the title HRH at this moment. And obviously, we all know the story. I mean, a lot of historians know the story of the Duke of Windsor, who abdicated his throne to marry that American divorcee. And their visit to Germany was not a tour. We all know that, they were Nazi sympathizers. Yeah. But this was a horrible tweet. You know that Nigerians will take him on this. Let's take some tweets. This is from Daniel, who wrote, look like the powerful Nigerian government or kings or whoever ordered the monarchy to shut down their royal rat, Christopher Wilson's racist, offensive comment about Nigeria. He compared Nigeria to Nazi. Now he realized he's in trouble and deleted his post. Well, Wilson said that he did not delete his tweet. Because of that, he wrote, "Not quite the truth. I deleted it because it had caused unanticipated offense." Another tweet from Oka wrote, "The British monarchy's genocide of my ancestors. But we are the Nazis. Nigerians won't forget this." They pulled up the Biafra genocide. I would call it that. That's what they wrote in that article.
So.
Then Dr. Shola also wrote. She wrote, "Spot the difference. So desperate to racially abuse and denigrate Meghan Markle. Nigeria, her country of ancestry, is compared to Nazi Germany, May 2024. And her son, Archie, compared to a chimpanzee, May 2019, when challenged. Note the gaslighting words, unanticipated, never occurred to me. White people used to deny their racism. Case in point, vultures, Christopher Wilson and Danny Baker. White supremacy is a sickness." And finally, Matt wrote, "The lack of self-awareness by the British media is just mind-blowing. These are the same people who mowed down market women who were protesting against heavy taxation in 1929, mowed women down in cold blood, and calling Nigerians Nazis." It really is unbelievable. Yeah, you're right, absolutely. That was the...
About men's war, it was called.
Riot,
it wasn't a riot, no.
And all
so
of that. I mean,
the word riot is another
classification.
British propaganda. It was a war. The likes of the Wanya Wura and a couple of other women were killed, and a panel of inquiry was set up, and it showed how they just molested and killed those women because they were fighting for their rights in this country. These people are racist. That man that made that journalist that made that, whatever he is the height of racism. He's just so jealous because Harry and Meghan came to Nigeria and they got relevance. And it's in your face. It's going to hurt you till the very end. I hope that this racism eats your bile up and it continues to eat you up because we can't continue this way. How would you relate them to what happened in Nazi Germany and the fact that they abdicated? At first, like you said rightly, the scenarios are different.
Very different.
Secondly, these people came for a worthy cause
Yes.
in Nigeria, which is the Invictus Game. To be able to support veterans. Harry has built a brand with this Invictus Game that goes around the world and has supported a lot of veterans, and that's something worth celebrating. But because of the hatred and the bile that you have against this guy, just let him be. I'm not saying everything Harry has done is perfect. There are some things I'll disagree with Harry and Meghan for. But on this, and you now call a particular population Nazi?
Yeah, because,
what about your own Nazi states you have in that place called Britain? You know, with your monarchy that reigns supreme, that eats off the commonwealth of other people by doing nothing.
Right.
What about your monarchy that took away all our resource in slave trade? You think we've forgotten Elephant and Castle? You think we've forgotten what you came to do here, that you took all our resource away and turned our tribes against each other to fight themselves? What about all the egregious things you've done for us in this continent? You've demeaned us. You say we are worthless. We're less than human beings. And you have the nerve and the unmitigated temerity to even go ahead and tweet this.
All right, a lot of points there, Ayo. There's also a picture back in 2019, another tweet. I mean, this was from Ben, who posted a picture of, I believe, Buhari at that time when, at that time, it was Prince Charles and the Queen Consort, now Queen Camilla, visiting. But they were not trolled. They weren't trolled. Yeah.
The last week, the weekend exposed just how, number one, ignorant a number of British people are, because the kind of lies they spewed out in terms of facts was mind-boggling. You then ask, and don't they have history? Don't they have geography in their curriculum in school? They were saying things about Nigeria that was absolutely false, didn't have. And even when Nigerians tried to challenge it, they had the audacity to argue with us as to the facts about our nation. So it just exposed for me ignorance at a very deep level. You reminded me of that interview that Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie had in France, where she was like, oh, that question exposes your ignorance, where you ask certain things.
Yes.
The second thing it exposes how deeply racist, unfortunately, Britain still is. The only difference between the visit in 2018 and this, and the narrative of Nigeria as a nation, were the people involved. And the fact that there's just an inexplicable hatred or dislike for Meghan Markle. And very often, a number of people, beyond the whole controversy of the leaving of, deciding not to be working royals, is the fact that she has the audacity to be half black. And that is quite unfortunate. They had a brilliant visit to Nigeria. It was great to see them promote. I love the footage of Prince Harry playing sitting volleyball, just showing himself, yes, as one of the people. And I mean, for me, I just think that they should quit with it, and you cannot come for Nigeria. Nigeria gave it to them.
They gave it to them immediately.
100%.
You know that they wouldn't. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, there are persons who are anti-monarchists. When the Queen died, we had some people protesting, complaining about the monarchy. We had, when Prince Charles' coronation was taking place and he became King Charles, there were people protesting about the monarchy.
Nothing to celebrate,
So you have
in my
these
opinion,
anti-monarchists.
as an African.
But
Fact.
within the English laws, the right to protest is guaranteed. There's something they call the Police, Riot Suppression Act. And then under Articles 10 and 11 of the European Court of Human Rights Law, you can protest. So you will find people who may not like people within the royalty who will do so. However, where this Christopher Wilson is coming from, whether he's an anti-monarchist or just a commentator, is wrong to compare Nigeria to Nazi Germany. Anybody will see that we are not Nazi Germany.
Absolutely not.
And Nigerians demonstrated this with the hospitality, that with which they received the Duke and the Duchess of Sussex. It was a very colorful visit, a very meaningful visit, and I thought that the visit of the, Sussexes, in fact, further advertised the connection between Nigeria and Britain, and further positively projected the strong ties that both Britain and Nigeria, have together. So for anybody to now try to misinterpret that is shocking. Indeed, it's not just this Christopher Wilson. I pointed out during the week how one of the newspapers, I think, was it Daily Mail, said Arihu, and then added some snide remark about Meghan Markle there, which I don't want to repeat. So again, you are right. There's some resentment for the one who will not be king. And this is American wife, who some people think a style doesn't fit into their own perception of British conservatism. But on the whole of it, it was a great visit. It was a good visit. And Nigerian people acquitted themselves honorably. It was great fun to see Meghan Markle dressed in Nigerian fashion attire, relating with Nigerians.
Absolutely, it was a beautiful, beautiful.
Okay, I'm going to pause it there. They're waffling on now about different things. Here's my take on things. Number one, the statement by that man, Christopher Wilson, comparing a nation, after all, that was the name of Nigeria was imposed by the British government on us Africans. We didn't call for that name. The atrocities that others have talked about, the many atrocities, our resources, the Commonwealth till today is taking resources out of Africa. So for him to have that audacity to try and compare us to Nazi Germany, when everything that the British and the entire Western governance has done is take out of Africa, is sheer hypocrisy. Sheer hypocrisy. Now, what I would like to say is, I'm glad that Rufai called out the bigoted sentiments that this man that was exposed by his comments. I'm glad that the people have called that out. But I want to go further. As much as I like Harry and Meghan and they can be welcomed, I think we should not, on the African continent, be welcoming these people who are so-called royals, whose family have actually stripped Africa of our resources and our dignity. I do not respect the royals or so-called royals in the European royals, what they've done in the name of their royalty to Africa. The King Leopold of Belgium, the Queen, Queen Victoria, Prince Albert, particularly the Niger expedition of 1844. Go and read that. I make no apologies for my statement. These guys they've done untold damage that we are trying to build and fix ourselves. And even as we speak, we are not free to move around. We are not free to move around in our own continent, and they can move around freely. They can go to any country. They don't have any problems. They can move around, but Africans can move freely. So from that point of view, I'm not very, very keen to actually entertain so-called Western royals. I'm not, because they've yeah. So what I really want to point out at this particular point, I want to point out something that is really critical. These guys are not allowing us free movement. The families of these royals. I want you to picture this. The European royals, get this, came to Africa, or sent their minions to Africa to take Africa over. And the first thing they did was to strip African royals of their dignity by taking power from them, making them vassal slaves. The same people who are telling us that our Christianity and our African spirituality is satanic. The very act of stripping our own royals of their powers of having reign over the people that they preside over is a satanic act. It's a satanic act. And this people don't understand. When you're bound down to these things, bound down to these people, you are saying it's okay for them to take over your land. That's what you're saying. So for me personally, as much as I can see Harry and Meghan in a very different light from the royals, I really think that we have to be very, very direct in making sure that we do not allow we must not accept any of this stuff. Anything that's going to be done on the African continent must be done on our terms. That's my view of it. But the man clearly is showing his bigotry. But yeah, kudos to it's good to see Harry and Meghan together, and he's trying in that way. And by stepping away from the royals, he's redeemed himself somewhat. I'm not going to lie, but that is still I am not focused about individual now. It is the system, and that's what we need to understand. When they merge the system and the person together, you tend to think, oh, it's okay. You need to separate the system away from the person. And then you look at the system and see the impact of the system on the whole of Africa, and you know that system has to calm down. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I thought Rufai acquitted himself very well in his statements, in his forthright statements, and I support that, and others as well. But I'm not going to be, putting all this wonderful message around royals, because when you think about what the royals did, they stripped our African royals of their powers. And when they carved up Africa till as we speak now, they did not allow any of our kings to be at that table to discuss and say, hang on, no, why, and defend the people that they were meant to be presiding over. So, I mean, that tells me that this is an injustice that has not been righted. And they do not have the right to come to any part of Africa to even come and be welcome and be received. And this is where you can see the conditioning that we've gone through. Because if people have proper knowledge, these people will not be allowed, these European royals will not be allowed to step foot on African soil on account of the damage they have done to millions on the African soil. That is plain fact. And King Leopold, I'll give you one. There is the Germans, what they did in Namibia and everything else, in South Africa, the Boers and the British. I mean, look, the list is endless. The French, the Spanish, Portuguese. Look, let us get this right. Africa must be free. When you're doing all of this, when they're doing all this, it's a way to distract you from really taking the action you need to take. We need to free Africa. If we free Africa, nobody in Africa will be hungry. We will not go hungry. Very, very important fact, I'm telling you. Now, so what I will just say now is, yeah, it was a good statement um, by Rufai, and yeah, we should not accept that kind of a racist ideas or pronouncements, and it belies. So it's bigoted pronouncements. I want to say, it belies his deep intent, the deep hate. It exposes his deep hatred from the people they've stolen from, and they are still stealing from. And that is why Africa must say stop to. We must put a stop to all of this. We have to put a stop to it. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Before you go, please go ahead. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up, and help us grow the platform. You are, of course, watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Once again, I need you to focus on the heroes behind us. These are our ancestors are back. They are back, and you see it in the way they are embodying the true heroes. They've come back in the shape of Ibrahim Traore, General Chani, Asim Goita, President Faye, and President Idris Mahamat Idris. I've forgotten the last name. It'll come up to me. Of Chad, and this is very, 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 very important for us to understand. We need to make sure that we support these African heroes who are telling France to leave. They must leave. The same way that the French must leave, all of the colonials they have no right to lay claim to any part of Africa, and we need to make that clear. Same with their royals. They have no claim to make on any part of Africa, because what they've done has been to brought destruction and to loot from Africa, and not even to apologize for it. And we should no longer accept that. So yeah, that's my view. How do you read what I'm saying? Please do let's have your comments. You're of course watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Our African ancestors are back. Africa must be free, and it is only Africans that will free Africa. We must do that. So our sovereignty, we must reclaim it. All of the military bases of the Western powers must be completely taken off the African soil. It's been causing damage, destruction, oppression, impoverishment, poverty, putting millions into poverty, all at the expense, all for exploiting our resources and denying us our right to use our resources to build the continent of Africa. Enough is enough. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, our Battletron. Let us have your thoughts and comments. Thanks for watching. And you've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, and of course, give us a thumbs up. Thank you, and bye for now.